We are sending a token of 50 million naira to them to be divided into the 5 deceased families. The family of the 2 teachers, the family of the 3 operatives who lost their lives, 10 million each, on behalf of the Senate. So, is this the view of the Senate? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Our microphones are not working well. You are taking note of it, because I intend to take action. I was in the House of Representatives yesterday to represent you on the opening of the Adnance Week. And in the course of it, myself and the Speaker were thoroughly embarrassed. It's the same contractor that handled the renovation of the House of Representatives that handled this one. So if this continues, we have steps we can take legally to ensure that a good job is done, because this is an embarrassment to our nation. I hope you are taking note of it, so that when you hear, when they go to social media to go and start complaining after we have taken action, you will know why we took the action. So you are all witnessing what is going on now. So order 47, right? 47. Leader of the Senate. This will be, you will present the token to the families of the deceased, students and security agencies on the rescue of our children who were in captivity for about 56 days. So from the Chief of Army Staff to the Director General of SSS, to the Inspector General of Police, and of course to the Minister of Defense, and particularly the Commander-in-Chief that led the operation. We also noted the fact that 3 of the personnel who went for the rescue operations lost their lives in the course of trying to rescue those children. An army lieutenant from Adamawa was killed, a police sergeant was killed, another private soldier was killed, and many were wounded. So on behalf of the Senate, we decided that also the teachers, 2 teachers that were in captivity with the children, were also murdered. So we've taken the motion, we've applauded government, we've applauded the security agencies, and we are pleading that the same be extended to any other part of the country where there may be any Nigerian in captivity. And so today we just felt, after discussion with the leadership, that we want to also support the victims' families. Like the young lieutenant was just 28 years old when he died in that operation. So we are sending a token of 50 million naira to them to be divided into the 5 deceased families. The family of the 2 teachers, the family of the 3 operatives who lost their lives, 10 million each, on behalf of the Senate. So is this the view of the Senate? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate, this will be, you will present the token to the families of the deceased with a few of our colleagues. Maybe 10 million naira check each for the 5 of them to support the children that they left behind. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
President, I am Bino Siaro, Adamawa South. Mr. President, I'm rising under Section 68 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. And I would like to read the specific areas I want us to address our minds to. Section 68, a member of the Senate or of the House of Representatives shall vacate his seat in the House of which he is a member if, I now go to G, being a person whose election to the House was sponsored by a political party, he becomes a member of another political party before the expiration of the period for which the House was elected, provided that his membership of the latter political party is not as a result of a division in the political party of which he was previously a member, or of a merger of two or more political parties or factions by one of which he was previously sponsored. Mr. President, when distinguished Senator Kawu raised this point of order, he conveniently ignored this particular aspect, which says that for your seat to be declared vacant, when you defect from one political party to another, you must have been elected by that political party. Distinguished Senator Maidoki was not elected by APC. So he's leaving APC and coming back to another party, ADC, is not in contravention of that constitutional provision. I so submit, Mr. President.
Is it the view of the Senate? Those in support that we had earlier ruled upon this issue say aye, and those against say nay. And therefore, your point of order is noted, but rejected. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished Senator.
Distinguished Senator Ndine. Distinguished Senator Ndine, resume your seats.
Okay, is that these three bills be read for the second time, and in support of that motion, Mr. President, I present the lead debate. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise to lead the debate on the general principles of the following health sector bills, transmitted by His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the consideration of the Senate. And these bills were read for the first time in this hallowed chamber on Tuesday, 29 January 2026, Tuesday, 10th February 2026, and Thursday, 23rd April 2026, respectively. 1. The Pharmacy Council of Nigeria Establishment Amendment Bill 2026 SB 1000. 2. The Nursing and Midwifery Registration, etc. Amendment Bill 2026 SB 1001. And 3. The Radiographers Registration, etc. Amendment Bill 2026 SB 1003. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, these bills are products of a comprehensive review undertaken by the federal government through the Office of the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Distinguished Senator Dandutse, please resume your seat. Yes.
Distinguished Senator Kawu Smaila. Distinguished Senator Dandutse, please resume your seats.
The review identified...
Distinguished Senator Ndune.
Order 47 says that the Senate should not receive or deliberate on any matter to which actions are pending in any court of law in the nation. So those in support that this issue be suspended in view of this court action, say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. Nay. Please, I've noted where the nay came from. Clerk of the Senate, please immediately provide the Senate standing orders 2026 to the opposition nay. But I rule in favor of the Senate that this issue is suspended.
Okay, Mr. President, additional information.
Yes, Senator Abamuru.
I crave the indulgence of Mr. President and my colleagues to raise a matter of urgent public importance under Order 41 and 51. If Mr. President grants my leave, I will want to read Order 41 and Order 51.
Have you distributed the motion to distinguished senators? Distinguished senators, Senator Abamuru approached me on the need to raise an issue concerning his senatorial district, Akpabio, Ubogju, Turukpo Nobi, where a lot of attacks occurred, Turukpo local government area of Benue State by suspected bandits. Those in support that he be allowed to proceed say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You may proceed to move your motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, it's a motion for urgent need to stop the gruesome murder of inhabitants of Akpachi, Ugboju, Otukpo Nobi, and the fresh attacks on Ondo Ugboju in Otukpo local government area of Benue State by suspected bandits. Mr. President, the Senate notes with utter dismay and heavy heart the horrific and unprovoked attacks on the peaceful agrarian communities of Akpachi Ugboju, Otukpo Nobi, and Ondo Ugboju communities of Otukpo local government area, Benue State, by suspected armed bandits between Friday, Sunday of last week and Tuesday this week. The Senate, aware that the primary responsibility of any government as enshrined in Section 14(2)(b) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, is the security and welfare of its citizens. Senate, further aware that the weekend assaults resulted in the tragic and gruesome murder of innocent, defenseless citizens, with the confirmed death toll of 2 lives lost in Akpachi Ugboju and 16 lives lost in Otukpo Nobi, bringing the total number of fatalities to these 2 incidents to 18. Disturbed that aside from the lives lost, numerous members of these communities sustained varying degrees of life-threatening injuries and are currently admitted in various hospitals struggling for their lives, while properties and farmlands have been destroyed, forcing survivors to flee their ancestral homes. Senate is alarmed by the sudden, coordinated, and fresh attacks launched on Ondo Ugboju on July 14, 2026, which has thrown the entire local government area into a state of panic, widespread displacement, and severe humanitarian crisis, with the confirmed death cases of 2 lives lost in Ondo Ugboju, Otukpo local government area. Concerned at the main food crisis, as farmers are forced to abandon their farmlands out of fear for their lives. Accordingly, the Senate observes a minute of silence in honor of the 20 innocent citizens who were gruesomely murdered in Akpachi Ugboju, Otukpo Nobi, and others who may have lost their lives in the fresh attack on Ondo Ugboju. 2, condemn in the strongest possible terms the unprovoked killings and destruction of properties by suspected bandits in Ugboju and Otukpo districts. 3, urge the Inspector General of Police, the Chief of Army Staff, and other relevant security agencies to immediately deploy a heavy security presence to Akpachi Ugboju, Otukpo Nobi, Ondo Ugboju, and surrounding communities to restore normalcy, protect lives, and prevent further attacks. 4, mandate the Inspector General of Police to conduct a thorough investigation into the attacks, track down the perpetrators, and ensure that they are brought to justice to serve as a deterrent to others. 5. Urge the National Emergency Management Agency and the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation to urgently mobilize and supply relief materials, including food, medical supplies, and shelter to the displaced persons and the injured currently receiving treatment in various hospitals. 6. Mandate the Senate Committee on Police Affairs, Defense, and National Security and Intelligence to interface with the heads of security agencies to evaluate their operational strategies in Benue South and ensure compliance with these resolutions. I so move, Mr. President.
Any seconder?
Second the motion, ably sponsored by my leader, the Senate Minority Leader, concerning the recent security breaches and banditry attack in Benue State in Utupko and environment. I so second the Senate President, and if you permit me, I would like